Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by our ROTC cadets, and remain standing for the national anthem sung by Jessica Burgoon and signed by Stephanie Vick. Gentlemen, please remove your mortarboards.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
There are some special items being worn by our graduates that I would like to point out. Our top 11 graduates are adorned with a special medallion. Would you please stand as I call your name and remain standing? Jennifer Baggs, Janelle Drumright, and Brett Herzig tied for 9th place. Gemma Janowski holds 8th place. Sarah James holds 7th. Paul Schmidt holds 6th. Emily Sears holds 5th. Kelly Kistler holds 4th. And tied for 1st are Kayla Drumright, Katie Kitchen, and Victoria Yan. And now, Tamara Hughes will give the message.
Wow, there's a lot of people. Textbooks have been turned in, lockers have been cleaned out, and the last final has been completed. The finishing touches on our high school lives are unfolding before us. Today, we will walk away with a diploma and a tassel, symbolizing our accomplishments at Deer Valley High School. We shall also stride forward, robed in our sapphire cap and gown, with so much more. In the months and years to come, we will be embarking on the celebrations and adversities of adulthood. With the experiences of high school guiding us along our path, the class of 2003 is bound for success. The philosopher Henry David Thoreau once wrote, "Things don't change, we change." Take a moment and visualize your first day in the halls at Deer Valley. Those precise corridors that housed our lockers and classrooms did not develop or progress over time, but casually, the students that jaunted through them did. As a generation of leaders and intellectuals, we immersed ourselves with the knowledge from the classroom and in our personal lives. Teachers and their books stimulated our brains with intuition and wisdom, but the acquaintances we encountered in those classes have taught us so much more. Annis Nin once wrote, "Each friend represents a world in us, a world possibly not born until they arrive, and it is then only by this meeting that a new world is born." High school friends are a connection to a time of tranquility and self-discovery. They are a link that helps us connect childhood to adulthood. After today, Over 450 high school graduates will scatter throughout the nation, embarking on many different journeys, all with different goals and responsibilities. None of these lifestyles will mirror high school. We will be pushed into situations that will become rocky at times, and problems that might feel like steep mountains, but there will always be a comforting valley waiting at the bottom to reassure us of our decisions. A famous proverb reads, "The task ahead of us is never as great as the power behind us." This is the power that pushed us through 4 years of demanding education. But this is also the power that will enable us not only to succeed, but to thrive in a world of competitiveness and uncertainty. Our country is fighting to preserve and rebuild an oppressed nation and its people. Unlike other recent generations, we're witnessing firsthand the effects of war in our families, in the economy, and through the media. Instead of reading about the atrocities of world conflict in books, we are seeing hostility intertwined in every aspect of our lives. These capricious times have brought a yearn to reason what is substantial in life. We have learned that some things are worth fighting for, like our values, our pride, and our independence. Gone are the days of a utopian culture where the scenery harmonizes the horizon. As a nation and a graduating class, we will be pushed in the direction to make resolutions. Whatever your journeys or goals in life might be, always remember that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Class of 2003, let this day be your first step and begin life tomorrow. Thank you. And now for the senior poem presented by Ashley Renee Bruckner.
Now it's time to take a bow and throw our hats up in the air and listen to them cheer and shout while behind the curtain we disappear. And now it's time to say goodbye as we end another year. And they blazed through and passed us by and left us all standing here. I'll read you my will and watch as everyone sheds a tear as they say, remember when we laughed, remember when we cried, remember when the days just floated by. Remember when we dreamed, remember when we sighed, remember when the days just floated by.
Thank you, Gabe. And now our senior address this afternoon comes from Heather Andriata.
Anyone can learn the Pythagorean theorem or memorize the chronological names of the U.S. presidents. But when it's your time to call the shots, your time to face the music, your recitation of the 50 states and capitals, it will leave you nowhere. I'm not saying that the cliches of high school experience is worthless, it's far from it. Experience is like a knife. It can harm you or help you depending on whether you grab it by the blade or the handle. Over the past 4 years, we have grown from insecure, immature freshmen to successful, focused, and confident young adults. This incredible transformation has been the result of our entire high school experience. Everything from that first homecoming game to late night cramming to the last dances at prom. These experiences have pulled us together as a class, and we have learned to love and respect our fellow classmates. As much as this class has grown together, every one of us has also grown as a unique individual. We have found our talents and interests. These interests have drawn us to different activities and in turn helped shape our lives. Some of us have excelled academically, while others have participated in sports. Some of us acted in plays and danced, while others shared their musical talents by singing in the choir or performing with our outstanding band. In addition to these school activities, many of us have invested time in jobs and other community activities. Today as we graduate, we get our ticket to the show, the ride, the adventure. It is up to us to cash it in. We get an infinite amount of chances in our lives, chances to win, lose, or simply play the game. The odds are often against us, but don't underestimate being the odd man out. We have been taking chances ever since we walked into freshman orientation. Taking a chance asking someone to a dance, taking a chance throwing a touchdown, or taking a chance pressing that snooze button just one more time. Now I'm going to offer you one more chance, take it or leave it. We, the graduating class of 2003, have the opportunity to change the world. We have the chance to save lives, create masterpieces, and build castles in the clouds. The bull is rushing at you now, my friends. You can drop the cape and run, or learn to scream Olé. For we are the map makers and the dream makers. Life is coming to theaters near you in the blink of an eye, and you have the ticket. All you have to do is cash it in.
Thank you, Heather. And now the moment for which we've all waited. Dr. Burke, as principal of Deer Valley High School, I present to you the class of 2003.
Well, Mrs. Daggett, on behalf of the governing board and as its president, it gives me very great pleasure to accept this Deer Valley class of 2003.
Honor Guard, take your places. First row of graduates, please stand.
Janine Lucy Sandell.
Crystal Lynn Jeske.
Joshua Lee White.
Rachel Marie Klein.
Thank you, concert choir, under the direction of Mr. J.J. Rafferty for the singing of our alma mater. Let me remind our graduates that you'll be exiting the Sun Dome through the doors under the flags, and guests will exit out the side doors. Now it is my honor to introduce Keisa Field, who will close our graduation ceremony this afternoon.
Class of 2003, I commend you for making it this far in life. For acquiring a diploma is not an easy task. High school will be one of the most exciting experiences we will ever have. Like my father has always told me, they are the best years of your life. Now, I want all of you to take a deep breath and close your eyes. I want you to visualize the future, living the life you want, the house you're going to furnish, the car you're going to drive, the person you're going to become. Use what you have learned in high school to help you achieve these goals. Now that we put smiles on our faces, it's time to go forward. Congratulations, class of 2003. You may now toss your caps.